This is Hoederer. Now, before you say I copied someone's intro, yes, I did. But today I just want to address something I think is very important to talk about. I've made a banner video before, I've talked about Hoederer as well. I think Hoederer is a very cool unit, I like his design a lot. Is he Hoederer because he's the strongest, or is he the strongest because he's Hoederer? Regardless of what I think of him in the terms of meta or how good he is, I'm going to be pulling for him, and that's just reality of it. But there is one problem with Hoederer that I need to address right now, and it's not even just about him, it's about the banner itself. Over the next couple months for Arknights, if you weren't aware, we're going to have a lot of banners coming. It's pretty normal to have a lot of banners coming, but this time around, we have a lot of really good banners coming. I would say some that are unskippable. There is so many limited units coming that I feel like I need to make this video. So let's just go through some of the banners and let's just talk about why you should be probably skipping Hoederer and saving your pulls, especially if you're a free-to-play player. So this really starts me off with the Virtuosa and Vivina banner. Apart from the characters just being really cool, I've got to say it, I love Vivina, she looks really cool. Not a massive fan of the kit, nothing too special. Virtuosa, the limited unit, she is absolutely awesome. I love what she does, she basically like plants sort of like a dot-like effect, basically does damage over time. It's pretty interesting, it's a bit different to what we usually see, very cool live 2D art. But these type of banners have remarkable value. Not only is Virtuosa of course a limited unit, which means getting it down the line will be considerably more difficult, but these types of banners also have a chance of giving you limited characters. This obviously ranges depending on the banner, but on this banner, it says that we can actually get Nova Radiant Knight, Spectre the Unchained, and Texas for Arknights. If you're a new player and you don't have some of those units, especially Texas, she is remarkably good for your account and should massively help you if you are struggling in the game. Also, getting these limited characters out the way will also help you down the line, so you do not have to spark them ever again. That's why I think these types of banners are really good. If you don't know what sparking means, basically it means doing 300 pulls on a banner and then going into the shop on that specific banner and then buying the character. I think this is very good value, and I think these types of banners are always worth saving for. That's why I can't really say you should be able to pull on Hoederer, because I think pulling in this banner will be a lot better, at least in my opinion. Now, this actually moves me over to the next 3 banners that will be actually coming to Arknights Global. In terms of CN schedule, we had Joint Operations 12 banner, then we had the DJ Breaker banner, and we also had the Read Alter Rerun. You can kind of expect from what I've said before, this is kind of a Hoederer situation where I wouldn't really recommend pulling these banners. In terms of DJ Breaker, who is a new character in the game, she's probably going to be tempting for a lot of players to pull for because she is a new character. I do want to save these type of banners like Eben Holes, like Executor. A lot of these standalone characters will get reruns one day, so theoretically you can save up your pulls. Of course, this is going to take quite a while for a rerun, so do take that into account, but I can't really say this is much of a different situation from the Hoederer banner. There's also the Joint Operations 12 banner. I've got to say this banner is very good, I can't even deny it. Posey, Surtur, and Suzerain. If you actually skip the Virtuosa and Vivina banner, or maybe you just got a lot of pulls still left after that, this is probably the safest time where you can actually go ahead and pull on this banner, but I still wouldn't really recommend it, mainly because of the limited characters that are coming, but that is really up to you. My usual gist with Joint Operation banners that I always say, if you want 3 or more of the characters, I would at least pull for one of them. If you want 2 of the characters, it's really up to you. It is kind of like a 50-50 chance, makes it a bit more debatable. If you only want one of these characters, do not do it. I know it's very tempting, but sometimes you can sink a lot of pulls into trying to get the character on this banner. But theoretically, there's no limit to how many pulls you can actually go on this banner without getting your one desired character. And we also have the Read Alter banner. I can't really say much about this banner. This is a lot closer to some of the limited characters, so I would say definitely save. If you like Read Alter, of course, you can go ahead and pull for her, but I just can't say this is what I would personally do. Alright, now moving on to 2 banners that are very simple to explain. I'm not going to talk about them for too long because it's not really too crazy, at least in my opinion. Is the 2 banners where you get a guaranteed new 6-star character. Basically, these 2 banners have a list of operators. I'm going to put the operators on the screen for both of these. With these banners, if you pull on them and you get your first 6-star, the 6-star be a guaranteed new character from the list of operators available. So basically, you are guaranteed to get a new character if you don't have all the characters already. This is pretty good. You can't manipulate this. This is really just, it gives you a random character you don't have. In most cases, I would say I would probably skip this, but the red banner is a little bit better because you do have a wider variety of units. It's not just the standard characters, which you can get a bit easier. Personally, I don't recommend pulling on this. If you want to play really badly with a new character, maybe this banner is at least for you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the worst part and the most difficult part for people to save for. The next banners are the ones that I've been telling you to save for. Some of these are really good and just very exciting. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but the next one we have is the Ray banner. This is actually a new character that I'm a massive fan of. I don't really want to talk about kits in this video because we'd be here for a very long time, and I'll make a video specifically going over what every single character does. But Ray is a very cool character. I am very biased to say that you should pull on this banner, but realistically, like we mentioned before, I think this is one of those standalone banners that, like I said, you will be able to get a rerun eventually. This character is not limited, so you do have a much better chance of getting it down the line. Theoretically, you can get these characters just off banner when you pull on other banners. We do also have the Reap of Millennia banner. Now this one's actually very fun. I love this banner because it's not only one of those banners that has very good value. I've talked about this before. It's very worth pulling these banners which have limited characters. Like I said, you don't want to miss out on them because it does become a lot more difficult to get them. But the best part is that Shu is one of my favorite characters. I've got to say, she is so much fun. She is a limited character and she's also a healing defender who does a lot of healing. Like, she is very fun. Zhu Li, I cannot pronounce his name, I really apologize, but Li is a really good operator in my opinion. I think he's just a lot of fun. Overall, two very nice characters. If you aren't convinced by his banner, the best part is, this is one of his Chinese New Year banners. Basically, that means that we go together the likes of Chongyue, Ling, Dusk, and Neon on this banner. You cannot pull for Neon on this banner specifically. She is actually a character that's been reran so many times, you can only really spark her realistically. But the other three characters you can theoretically get with just a much lower chance on the banner, and you can also get them through a sparking shop. For me, that's a massive deal. I love the Dragon Sisters, I love Chongyue. This banner is a big one and I know a lot of people are going to be pulling on this, so definitely keep your pulls saved up for this. That is just my opinion, but I think a lot of people agree with me here. Alright, next up we have the Joint Operation 13 banner, which is in between, probably the worst time to be in between banners. Of course, like I said, we had the Shu and Zhu Li banner before, and then we have Rainbow Six Siege collab banners. So this one's not in a great place, but in terms of the banner, I do like Maynard, I do like Mountain. They are two very good units. I absolutely love using them. Cubai and Swire, to be honest, I don't really like them that much, so I can't really say this banner is insane, but I will say, if you want to pull on this, go for it. Both the banners that are coming up, I just don't think this is worth pulling on in any way. Now, talk about the two most important banners in Arknights history. I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but honestly, these are so important that I've honestly made this video just for this specifically. If you have any pulls left after all those banners, I've got to say, you would actually be a trooper by this point. But these two banners are very important because they are collab banners. Basically, we get an Ash rerun banner, which is the original Ash rerun banner that we had. This will come with Blitz and Frost as well. Of course, a nice banner if you do not have Ash. Maybe you missed out on her originally. I know a lot of people actually do want her again. And we also have a new banner alongside this for another Rainbow Six Siege collab banner with Ella. So if you haven't pulled for Ash before and you want Ash, and you also want Ella, this is kind of why I made this video, because you need so many pulls just to save for all these banners. That ignores the previous banners we were talking about, that ignores maybe potentially future banners we don't even know about now. Like, there is some pretty cool stuff coming. One thing to note here is you do get 20 pulls in this period, so you will have 20 pulls to use on these banners. Of course, this is not actually separate, so you basically have to use 20 pulls for both of these banners. It's not really that many pulls in the grand scheme of things, it helps a little bit, but the main reason I want to preface this is collab banners, you never know if they're going to come back. This could be the last time we see these characters. I know that some people might not care about the characters at the time, but if you ever complain about a character being gone, that is completely your fault and you have to take that into account. If you never get the character, this could be the last time you really get them. That's just reality. But for me, number one priority, very important to pull on. There is so many banners coming, and this is kind of the main reason why I think you should hold off from banners like Hoederer, Degen, and characters like this. Just wait. I know there's always good banners around the corner, but hopefully there won't be any insane banners after this, so you can end up getting the likes of Hoederer and other characters a little bit easier with a bit more leniency. Now to talk about the final three banners, and the final three banners have a bit of a better situation. We don't know what's coming after, so at least we know there could be some crazy stuff coming after these banners. For the final three banners, we have the Joint Operation 14 banner, we have the banner with what looks like Kafka but really isn't Kafka from Honkai Star Rail, and we also have the Front Now is 4 banner. Straight away with Joint Operation 14 banner, I don't think I have to really say this. joint operation banners, I've said my rule, I've said what I would personally recommend. I do like this banner in a sense. I love Posey. Passenger is low-key, very underrated. I think he's one of my favorite characters in the game. He's so powerful, and in some places, he is so much fun to use. Mudrock, one of the best defenders out there, at least in my opinion. She's just so easy to use. Absolutely love her. And Jessica Alter, actually not too sure how good she is. I've actually not used her at all in game, so at some point I might try and pull on this banner because I do kind of want her, but then again, if I only want one character, is it really worth pulling? I don't think so. And we also have the redhead girl, which I'm going to be honest, guys, some people told me to call her Ascalon, and I'm not going to call that because, guys, I'm not calling her Ascalon. That just sounds so weird, but she's a very, very weird unit. She's like a specialist, but she can like slow down enemies in range. She can also heal herself, evade attacks. Very interesting unit. I've obviously not seen much about her because she's only released very recently. I still need to try and pull on the banner as well. But I've got to say, we're not too sure what's coming after this, but she is a new character, so some of you may be tempted. I would say this is probably the best time to pull for a character on a banner like this. But like I said, what's coming next? We're gonna have to see. And then moving on to the final banner, which is a Front That Was For banner. This obviously comes with 3 characters, which is Hoederer, Enos, and Stainless. Obviously, if you're going to pull for the Hoederer banner before, you could even pull for this one. Theoretically, the chance is going to be lower because obviously you have 3 characters on this banner, so you do have a much lower chance of getting the character specifically you want, but it is something to take into account. It might be a bit better. The schedule might line up a little bit better for you later on, especially if you're going to spend money down the line. But I would personally say it really depends what's coming after this. I can't really say, is this worth pulling when we don't know what is the next banner. But anyway, that pretty much covers everything I want to talk about this video. This video was kind of a bit of a longer one than usual, but I just want to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people will probably get tricked into pulling for banners along the way. To be honest, that is how Arknights works anyway. I'm probably going to pull most banners and I regret it anyway. At the end of the day, you should pull for whoever you want. This is not a video being like, if you don't pull for these other banners that I'm telling you, you're an awful person. That's not how it works. Just pull for whoever you want, but of course, take into account that some stuff will make it a bit easier on you and also make your account a bit more efficient if you do care about that kind of thing. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like. If you could drop a comment or a like or a subscription, honestly, it does help out the channel so much. If you also have any questions about Arknights or want to talk about Arknights or anything just life related, go ahead and join my Discord down below. We have a great community. I really do recommend it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one. The most importantly, have a wonderful day and adios.